Welcome back to the Calyx Services channel. I am Thelma, and we're standing in the front garden where we have most of our ornamentals concentrated, and I just wanted to share with you this lovely view of the orchid bromeliad beds. They've started to bloom, and of course, on an overcast day such as today, there's nothing that lifts the spirit quite like beautiful flowers. Which is why we decided to feature our Brugmansias today. They're more commonly called angel's trumpet. And in addition to just sharing, we also are going to give you some information, some tips on how to grow the angel trumpets in your garden and how to propagate so you can have more angel trumpets to beautify your garden and to share with your friends. Welcome back, and I'm glad you stayed. So as I said, we are going to be focusing on the angel trumpet, give you some of its attributes, some of the growing conditions that it does best in, and we'll end the video by showing you how easy it is to propagate in your garden. Now I'm standing under this angel trumpet. We have 3 angel trumpets in the garden, and this one happened to be flowering at this time, so this is the one I'm going to show off. But we selected white. The angel trumpet comes in many colors. Actually, the more popular one seemed to be the pink, but we have other sources of brilliant colors in the garden, so white was limited, so we decided to use the white angel trumpet as the focal point in areas that will be highlighted in the evening or in low light conditions. Another reason why we like angel trumpet in this garden is the fragrance. And as I said, we have 3 such shrubs, and we position them at pivotal places in the garden because of the fragrance that you experience when it's in full bloom. And towards the evening, the fragrance really just perfumes the night air. And we tend to place them within about 10-15 feet of places in the home where you can experience the fragrance. Angel trumpet is native to the Andes region of South America, so it has evolved in conditions where it's nice and cool, the high humidity. Now, of course, it's spread outside of that zone where it can be found growing in lower elevations as well as a relatively cool climate. But the ideal conditions would be relatively cool, almost subtropical, and you select the varieties that will be more amenable to your area. Now, in terms of where we have it growing, we tend to place them in areas that have dappled light to full sunlight. In terms of where you should place the angel trumpet, if you're at a lower elevation where it's rather warm, try to give it some sunlight protection, especially in the afternoon. Angel trumpet can be grown either as a shrub if you prune it regularly, or if left unpruned for extended periods, it can grow into a small size tree. I'm not sure you're seeing the bees, but at this time it's about 10 o'clock in the morning and the bees are out in their numbers, and these lovely trumpet flowers are full of pollen that attract quite a few pollinators, and that's another reason why it is a good plant to have in your garden. Here's one, yep. And you notice whether they're white or pink, irrespective of the color, as the young bloom come out, they all tend to come out a pale yellow. All right, so as you look at this, you see immature flowers that are just beginning to open up. There are about 3 or 4, and these are at their peak. Each flower lasts about 5 days before it falls. And this is another tip. It would not be wise to plant your angel trumpets too close to busy areas such as along a driveway, where the fallen blooms would become a nuisance. And just a note on the development of the angel trumpet from planting through to blooming. That period usually takes about 1.5 years or 2 years. So this shoot here is positioned just so I can demonstrate. Assuming this is just planted, and this it would be about a 4-month shoot. you notice that it's growing very straight. There are no branches. And what you're looking for is until the plant starts to branch, you're unlikely, don't expect to see any flowers. A signal of it about to bloom is when it naturally starts to branch. And the mother tree here is about 3 years old. We really haven't been pruning it because we wanted it to fill up this spot. But if you see it branched about, that would have been about 3 feet from the ground. That was the first branch. And as each branch grows until it branches, until the individual branch sends out a branch, it's not going to flower. So see how long we had to wait for this flush? And this is really what you're looking for. Don't get impatient. If you're waiting, if it hasn't branched, don't expect to see flowers. I'm going to take you to another location where we have an older angel trumpet, and you'll see the difference in the growth. So after that mini lap, I'm over here on the other side of the garden, and this is our original angel trumpet. I would think give it about 7 or 8 years. Can you see all of the lovely evidence of its age? And part of why it's looking like this, it has been growing in full shade now for quite a while. I would think for about 5 years or so. We have 2 fruit trees in front of it, and they've gotten larger than I thought. But we needed this environment for the anthuriums. So what this angel trumpet did in the initial stages when it wasn't subjected to competition for sunlight, it grew very nice and straight, had an excellent branching network, and gave us some wonderful blooms. But as soon as the other trees, the other foliage also got tall, the angel trumpet kept going until it emerged above the canopy, and it's busy blooming up there, but we no longer get the benefit from that other than the fragrance. So, learning from experience, here's another tip. Give your angel trumpet enough space so that it gets at least 6 hours of sunlight. In that way, it can produce beautiful blooms that you can see, smell, and of course, admire. I'll need a replacement plant for this, so let's move on to propagation. I'll take propagation material from this angel trumpet plant. Actually, it has not been doing so well. It has suffered repeatedly from slug attacks. And I think if I take this large stem off, yeah, the wood is rather hard, a little bit of pressure is required, but you'll see that there are a few shoots left. So we're going to keep an eye on this plant and try to minimize the slug attacks. This is the stem you just saw me cut, but I wasn't joking when I said that snails and slugs love our angel trumpets. I caught this one feeding at the top of this stem this morning. He was physically removed and sorted. This section of the stem also makes excellent propagation material, so I kept it for our demonstration. Angel's trumpet propagates very easily from stem cuttings. I'll cut the stem into segments approximately 6 inches long, making sure that I cut close to a node. And to make sure I don't mix up which end should go into the propagation media, that is the bottom end, I'll make a straight cut at the bottom where the roots will grow, and I'll follow this with a slanting cut at the top. Notice that I'm wearing gloves. Angel trumpet is among those plants that are considered toxic. The sap can definitely cause irritation along with other unpleasant reactions. Definitely. If you have small children and pets, try to keep them away from the angel trumpet, or probably keep the angel trumpet away from them. I've already prepared the rooting media, and the main criteria for that is that it is free draining. It's a light free draining media. If you put it in a heavy one like soil, it's going to take much longer for the angel trumpet to root. Now this is equal parts of compost, perlite, and our very free draining soil. Now those components are in there to, one, to provide the drainage, and two, also to provide the nutrients, because they're going to root in this pot. I'm going to keep them in this pot till they've established properly with good rooting structure before planting them out in the location. There's no need for rooting powder on the angel trumpet. It roots so easily. So I had pre-moistened this mix, and I've just positioned them in place, and I'm going to add some water to remove any air pockets that there may be around the cutting. I'm going to put it in an area with dappled light, keep them cool, and in about 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, these will be ready for transplanting. So that's it for the angel trumpet. I hope you are encouraged by our treatment of this wonderful, beautiful, fragrant plant that fits so well into many environments in your garden. And assuming you have no issues with the slugs and snails, it is very easy to maintain. Now, if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. So until the next video, I am Thelma in the Calyx Services garden saying take care, thanks for watching, and bye-bye.